this video, I want to talk about keeping things a little bit more procedural during your modeling process. So in this scene, I have this merge node that merges together these rails and the base shape of the handguard. Then I split it together. One part of the object is this base shape, and the other one is the guards. So only from this base shape, I booleaned it with itself. So the other boolean is just a transform node on the base shape of itself. That's how we get this thickness. So this is the basic shred setup, but what if we want to change the amount of resolution around this object? Well, let's go back to the lines curves that I created. Let's maybe increase them. As you can see, if we decrease the resolution, it works fine. But if we increase it, you can see that it starts to get errors out. And why is that? It's because we are actually making more polygons that are not included in this group. As you can see in this split node, they're actually group number. This is all the polygons that are included in this group. And if we go back to this merge node and turn on polygon numbering, you can see that every polygon has its number. And now that we have changed this, geometry with resample node, we are creating more geometry that's not included in that group. So, of course, the easiest way is just press reselection and do that. And so we have reselected this, and that's all. That can be tedious, and if you got even complex node structures, it can be very difficult to go through every one of the nodes and fix them. So let's take a look how can we make it automatically update. What we can do is to drop down a connectivity node right after the merging and put it to the primitive. So what it's going to do is, if you open up the geometry spreadsheet and go to the primitive, you can see it's created a new class attribute, and it's basically to visualize what this node do. Let's just do that. Go to the primitive attributes class. You can see it's basically the same as 3D connectivity geometry, but it actually has a primitive attached to it. As you can see, 0, 1, 2, and 3, like that. So this just gives a number to the whole geometry, which is exactly what we want. So let's go to the split and let's reselect with the class here selected. Let's press on the base and press enter. As you can see, with this we have a group at class equals 2. That means we have actually selected the whole geometry that is 2 in here, and it's never gonna change. So to show off this, let's go to the boolean. Let's go back to the resampler and make whatever changes we want. As you can see, it does not change. The boolean still remains just as we want it to. One thing to keep in mind with this kind of workflow is that after the boolean operation, you can see that it actually created second group class group with 0. 2 is our original group, and it created a new 0 group that is just a new faces that boolean operation made. So to fix that, we can actually just go to the merge and change the order of inputs. So the 0 is being given, as you can see, after our object. Let's turn off everything. So at this connectivity, 0 has been given to the very first input. So if you look at the rail sides, you can see that 0 and 1 is given to the very first input. So then the second input is our base shape, and the third one is our top. So we just have to change the order. We want the shape to be the first one, so it gets the 0. So it gets 0. And now if we go here, take 0, go here, so you can see it's basically by default it's gonna give the new group that it's created a 0, and we are just merging them together, so all of them are 0 now. At the end we can see that we have the same connectivity groups that we had at the beginning. So this is our start connectivity. Base is 0, this is 2, 1 and 3. After all the operations, we merge them together. These are trimmed parts now. Put down connectivity, they match size, normal. So let's take a look at the connectivity node here. So this is 0, 2, 1 and 3.